Hello, beautiful woman. It is your secret co founder for another episode of expansion and really refining who we choose to be in our next era so that our identity can hold our full potential. Now, today I wanted to share some insights that I got on my walk and actually teach you the method I've been using every single day to really get to my next level from this gorgeous, beautiful Mediterranean island. So, if you're new here, I'm Marjolaine, and I'm a Canadian that now lives on a beautiful island with my fiance. And for the last 9 years, I've been the whisperer and the advisor and the coach and the one that brings ideas and expansion behind so many incredible founders and creators building businesses and brands that are truly aligned with their gifts. And for this season of my life, I have been feeling a call to challenge myself. I always have those pivotal moments. I can remember one, I think it was 3, 4 years ago. I was in Berlin. It was gray. I was feeling so flat. Like, I'm a bubbly person. I'm usually so in the mood for anything, delighted at a coffee in the morning. And when coffee stops bringing me joy, something is off. Like when I wake up and I don't feel giddy and excited for the day, something is off. And I will always remember I was in a coffee, I think it was like a small town near Berlin called Potsdam. I might have been drinking hot chocolate and I was writing in my journal, everything feels flat. Like, what is going on with me? I have no motivation, I have no excitement. On paper, everything was good. Like, I had my incredible clients I was working with. I was developing project, the podcast, which at the time was meditation. If you've been here for a while, you know the 2-year era of her morning meditation, which was just activations and visualization to step into your higher self. And everything was good, but I felt so gray. And maybe it was the city that had gotten to me, but it was spring, it was May, it should have been flowery and like blooming in next era. But I wrote it down and I'm always so honest with myself. And I think transparent journaling is one of the best way to be honest and also notice what is actually going on. We tend to sugarcoat our own thoughts when we go on paper. And I don't know if you've had this experience as well, but it takes me a lot and it's very vulnerable for me to write my true thoughts on paper. I don't know if it's because I feel like somebody's going to discover my notes. There is nothing so wild in my notes, but there's always this sense of, wow, I'm writing my truth here. And what has helped me actually has been to allow myself to tear down the paper when I'm writing my true honest download on paper. There's a sense of safety when I do this. And so this was one of those times I was just really honest with myself on paper in the cafe. And I wrote, everything feels so flat. I lost my excitement. I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like doing music. I don't feel like doing anything. Everything is blah. What is going on? And I could not think of anything on how to fix it. Usually, I always have an insight. My intuition is whispering, but even my intuition was on vacation. Like, it was not giving me anything. So I just sat there, just flat, looking at everything being cute and pretty and wondering when the energy is going to pick up again. And then it hit me, the download. I had a moment and I thought, wait, I need to create friction. Everything is good right now, but there is friction missing. Because, mind you, for most of my life, every time I made big leaps in my business, in my dream life, there was a moment of friction. That time where I left Canada for my studies abroad, I was going through a breakup. I was still living with my ex. I was in the friction of leaving a long-term relationship and moving to a different country. I didn't have the room that I wanted. There was a lot of friction there. I didn't want to stay just 3 months. There was a lot of friction. Like, there was so many layers of friction. And then it got so good. And the same when I challenged myself with a concert abroad before I had my songs written. I created immense friction. It got so good. And every time in my life I created friction or there was existing friction out of external circumstances, it got so good. And in that moment, there was no friction. It was flat. And I thought to myself, what if I create the most strenuous challenge of fitness? Because fitness is always a way to reactivate our energy. And I just go every morning, 7 a.m. to Soul Cycle, which was in Berlin called Ride. And I thought to myself, wow, this is a challenge and commitment, because we were living out of the city by a lake, as it was an hour away. It would mean leaving the house at like 5:30, 6 a.m. to drive an hour to go to the city, to take a bike class super early, to then go to cafes and have a smoothie and work in town, and then repeat that every single day for 3 weeks. That was my idea. I offered it to my boyfriend at the time, now fiance, and he was like, okay, let's do it. And this really challenging 3 weeks was such a big catalyst in regaining my energy, regaining my momentum, finding that joy and that light and that spark again. Because being in the movement, being in the friction, we see more possibilities. We are seeing more angles. And it is so true, because when things feel flat internally, right, it's almost like we're looking at a flat paper. Like there's no dimension. There is no edges to grab on. There is no depth to it. And so it feels like so almost boring. Just like, what? And that's why success can be such a trap and can create so many plateaus and so many moments of sitting in the middle of your success and just feeling so flat. That's because there's no edge, there's no depth, there is no dimension, there is no shimmering corners that you can grab on. And that's why what I think is the true recipe to success is being willing to constantly create friction and create challenges with yourself, with your identity, with your potential, with what you can give, with your impact, with your depth of experience, whether it's mindfulness, presence with your family, challenges. I'll talk about it often because I live my life constantly on a challenge, because I know that success is felt when we can continue feeling. And when things are too flat, without texture, we can feel like we're losing ourselves and things are becoming really dull and boring. So I kind of lost the plot. Anyways, that was great. I love this challenge. Gave me so much. And bring me back to today, I created a new challenge for myself, because I had this moment again as well of feeling the winter and the rain. Now that I live on an island, it is so incredibly dreamy, but it's also quite isolating because we're on an island in the middle of the sea. There's not a lot going on, right? It's a dream life, it's peaceful, but there's not a lot going on. So there's definitely not a lot of natural friction, momentum, movement as it happens in a city, which is incredible for me guiding my clients, because I have so much peace and ideas and spaciousness to give them insights and to infuse this beautiful, potent space into the bustling busyness of what they're creating. But for myself, I need to be extremely mindful to not fall into trap of looking at a piece of paper and feeling the flatness of it all. And we've been really working actively on this, on creating this balance, now that we chose this as our home base for many years now, to continue creating this fiery friction. And lately, what came to my intuition was daily hour-long walk in the forest path. In the morning, before I begin my day, before I open myself to my clients' notification and questions, before I open myself to the world, to my own ideas, to my own creation, just a space to be, sip my coffee. And I've renamed them Walk of Expansion, because I follow a very interesting process in them that's been quite intuitive that I wanted to share with you today, which is 3 pods. So first step, make coffee. Pour your warm drink or tea in your to-go cup. Put on your coziest outfit. I have this incredible, beautiful, warm, new kind of cape that I'm carrying with me. I feel like I'm walking through the woods in this fairy tale moment. And then on the walk, first, empty space. Just walk. No distraction, no podcast. I mean, I'd love for you to listen to this whilst you're walking, but first silence, first emptiness. And just connect with nature, see what's present, see what's here, notice your own body, your own field, your own mind. And then once things are starting to pick up momentum on the walk, you start noticing what is being present right now in terms of your inner voice challenging you. I have my own inner system of motivation and expansion that I've really nurtured and created for many years now. But I'm calling myself out when I'm not honest with my goals, when I'm not on top of who I want to be, of the way I want to care for my mind and my leadership and my thoughts. I'm calling myself out. And that's usually how I start the walk, like just checking in with myself. Am I honest with myself? Am I in alignment with my goals? Am I true to myself? And then I listen to my intuition, notice what needs to be shifted, decided, expanded. And then once that is done and I'm fully empowered, because I find it so empowering, and being honest with yourself is one of the most empowering thing you can do, then I expand. And that's when I visualize my future build of my house. That's where I visualize the road trips I want to be taking on the island. That's where I visualize the outfits or the way I want to lead myself. That's where I visualize my growth and the beautiful clients I'm calling in and just all the things that expand me. And then it's visualization. So those three parts really are: step one, silence, emptiness; step two, being a mirror to myself; and then step three, expansion. And that has been so incredibly powerful to do this every single day, no matter what. And that is currently this season. I don't know if I will keep on with those walks. I'll keep you posted. But this is my current incubator challenge, to create some dedicated time to have friction in the schedule, where this is bound to happen. Again, it's another sport activity, but these challenges of friction can be so many shape and form. I'll teach you many ways to do this in your life. That's what my intuition whispered this time around. But it's been so incredibly empowering, and I really invite you to try the expansion walk, or notice within yourself as well. Am I currently in a season where things feel flat and I just feel like it's good, but either I'm overwhelmed, so there's a sense of, oof, I can't grasp how to navigate all of those responsibilities and pressure point and meetings with my team and things that I have to do, or there's a sense of emptiness and things are almost flat, they're just not exciting. It's time to sort through your own mind and expand and recalibrate, and it starts with friction. So notice, what friction do I want to create? Do I give a test to the expansion walk? Where do I need to call myself out? Where am I not fully honest with myself, my own goals, my own potential? And of course, if you want my own mind to think with you and expand with you and sort through all that is possible to really protect your well-being and keep growing your business and your potential, feel free to join me inside my one-on-one Secret Co-Founder Advisory. I would love to see where you're at in your vision and continue expanding with you. I hope you have an incredible rest of your day. Feel free to listen to this again on your walk, and I'll see you next time.